This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 1315, Life as a Conscious Practice by Babauta of Zen Habits.net. And I'm Justin Malik, the guy who's been reading articles, book excerpts, even student essays to you every day, including holidays, for 3.5 years. Today's author is Babauta of Zen Habits, named a best blog by Time magazine, and super popular among personal development and minimalism readers. Before we get to it, today's episode is sponsored by LaCroix Sparkling Water. LaCroix was created to give health-conscious consumers refreshment and flavor without the calories and sweeteners. It's America's best-selling brand of domestic sparkling water. And LaCroix's crisp flavors include mango, apricot, key lime, and more. Some of our podcast listeners actually switched over to LaCroix to replace a daily soda habit and have never felt better. It's awesome. You can join the LaCroix community on social at LaCroix Water. That's LaCroix Water. And for more information and a full list of retailers, visit lacroixwater.com. For now, let's get right to it as we optimize your life. Life as a Conscious Practice by Babauta of Zen Habits.net. When we learn a martial art or ballet or gymnastics or soccer, we consciously practice movements in a deliberate way repeatedly. By conscious repeated practice, we become good at those movements. Our entire lives are like this, but we're often less conscious of the practice. Each day we repeat movements, thought patterns, ways of interacting with others, and in this repeated practice, we are becoming, or have already become, good at these things. If you constantly check Facebook or Twitter, that is a practice, and you are forming that habit, though it's usually not with too much awareness. When you smoke or eat junk food, or speak rudely to others, or put yourself down internally, this is something you are practicing to be good at. You may already be good at these things. What if instead we practiced consciously, deliberately, and became good at the things we really want to be good at? What if you first, above all skills, learn to be more aware of what you are practicing? What if constant conscious action is the skill you became good at? If you could learn to take conscious action, you can learn to practice other things you want to be good at rather than the ones you don't. What are you practicing? Ask yourself these things throughout the day to practice conscious action. Do I want to practice rushing through my morning, or can I wake a little earlier and simplify my morning routine so that I practice a slow, enjoyable morning ritual? Do I want to practice checking my inboxes when I first get to my computer, or can I do something better? Do I want to practice leaving dirty dishes out, or can I practice washing my bowl when I'm done with it? Do I want to practice leaving clothes strewn about, or papers lying on the counter, or can I take a few seconds to put them where they belong? Do I want to speak angrily to my kids or spouse, or can I speak to them with kindness and compassion? Do I want to practice complaining and self-pity, or can I practice gratitude? Do I want to practice rushing and being busy, or can I practice simplifying and going slowly? Do I want to practice eating fried foods, sugary foods, salty junk food snacks, fast foods, or can I practice eating whole foods, vegetables and fruits, nuts and beans and seeds? Do I want to practice surfing time-wasting sites, or can I practice clearing away distractions and creating? Do I want to practice watching mindless entertainment, or can I practice moving my body and exerting myself in activity? Do I want to practice smoking, or can I learn a healthier way to deal with stress? Do I want to practice shopping, or can I practice giving? These are only examples. Your life will show you what you've been practicing, and you can decide what you might rather practice instead, or you might be completely happy with what you've been practicing. How to practice? The first step is always awareness. When you are conscious of what you are doing, you can decide whether this is an action or thought pattern you want to practice, or if there's an alternative you'd rather be good at. As you go through your day, practice this awareness. It's the first skill, and it's the most important one. Be aware without feeling guilty or angry at yourself of what you're doing and thinking. You will forget to do this, but remind yourself. You might wear a rubber band around your wrist, or carry a talisman, or make tally marks on a slip of paper each time you remember. As you get good at conscious action, start to practice those actions and thought patterns you want to be good at. Start to notice the ones you'd really rather not be good at, and see if you can deliberately practice other actions and thought patterns. As you consciously, deliberately repeat these things, you'll get better at them. It takes a lot of repetition to get good at a skill, but you've got time. Important conclusions. You won't be able to change all your habits at once, and I'm not implying that you should try. The habit you're really changing is consciousness and practice. Other habits will be difficult to change, especially if you're trying to change all of them, but it's okay if you mess up. Give yourself permission to make mistakes without guilt, and instead just deliberately practice again and again. If something is too hard and you can't get it right no matter how many times you practice, you can try it in smaller steps. If you can't quit smoking, try not smoking once and instead relieving stress through walking or doing some push-ups or meditation or self-massage. If you can't quit junk food, just replace one snack with a fruit or add a tasty veggie to your dinner. I'd like to emphasize that this isn't about perfection. There's no perfect way of life, and you don't need to strive to be perfect every moment of the day. I believe you're already perfect. This is just about conscious action, which is a useful skill to have. Remember that we become good at what we repeatedly do, and what we do repeatedly can be done consciously. It's when we're conscious that we are truly alive. Quote, if you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion. Dalai Lama. You just listened to the post titled Life as a Conscious Practice by Leo Babauta of ZenHabits.net. And I'll have some comments of my own, but first, thanks again to LaCroix for their support. If you're looking for a refreshing beverage that isn't loaded with artificial sweeteners or caffeine, check out LaCroix's huge range of bubbly and sparkling water products. The products are confirmed to be derived from natural sources with natural fruit essences. The apricot flavor is the perfect blend of a taste that reminds you of plum and peach, while the Curate apple cranberry comes in a unique tall can that never goes out of style. Newly added flavors to the Nicola theme include coconut cola and Cafea Exotica. You can join the LaCroix community on social at LaCroix Water, and for more information and a full list of retailers, visit lacroixwater.com. That's LACROIX water.com. What Leo's talking about in this post is mostly just more awareness in our own lives, very similar to the practice of meditation, doing things mindfully instead of mindlessly. It's easier said than done, which is why I do recommend having little things to help you remember throughout the day, because it's super easy to forget. The rubber band around the wrist could work, but even setting a reminder on your phone as often as you want is a great trick that can do wonders. So definitely try it out. Thank you for listening and being here. That'll do it for today. Have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you in the Friday show tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.